Oh my gosh. Hello and welcome back to Moms at Work. I feel like I need to be welcoming myself back because I took a break. Y'all have been here listening to older episodes and just like checking in with me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. And I took the summer off of podcasting. I took the summer off of a lot of like content creation, which is really, really good for my brain. Also, I just don't know that I could have done it. So here we are. Hi. Welcome back. If you are new here, I'm Jeanette. I'm the host of the Moms at Work podcast. And today we are going to have a little bit of a life update slash like talking about Twilight Seasons. And I don't know if you know this, but the movie's Twilight, the whole saga is actually coming back into theaters this fall, which sounds vibey and awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. And am I trying to get my friend group to go see it? Yeah, I am. So I think that'll be really fun. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that middle season, like where you're waiting. A lot of people call it the witching hour, but like that's just like a time of day, but this is like a season. So we'll get into that. But for right now, I want to do a quick life update because as I said, I haven't been here on the podcast feed since April, which is such a long time. I don't think I've ever taken a break that long in podcasting in the 6 or 7 years that I've been podcasting. So hi, welcome back. Let's get into it. Since April, let's see, we have graduated a child. Our oldest graduated high school and is now in his first couple days of his freshman year in college. And our youngest daughter, Zoe, she finished middle school in May as well. And then she is actually off at a boarding school. She asked us earlier this year if she could apply to a school in Washington, D.C. That's a school for the deaf there. And she asked if she could apply. And we are like, yeah, sure. Like, our kind of theory is like might as well apply and try, and then we can make decisions based off of other people's answers later. And so she applied, she got in, and she was like so jacked to be going to high school in another state, which we're so proud of her and so excited to see what God does for her there. But that literally means our oldest son went off to college. And let's see, we're the first week of September. So the middle of August, Zoe left for DC. And then the week later, Zeke left for college. So we are not quite empty nesters because our sweet middle kiddo is at home and he is, he is, I don't know that I would say he's loving life as an only child, but what middle kid gets their parents for their senior year? That's right. He started his senior year and he asked us to homeschool. Somebody recently, it was like the middle of the summer, was like, hey, are you excited about school starting? And I kind of like laughed, sobbed, like that. Like, no, because everything in our world looks different when school starts. So Zoe's off to a different high school. Zeke started college and Titus is starting his senior year. And like I said, he asked us to homeschool. So he unenrolled from his public school and is doing school online this year. And 2 weeks in, honestly, I think he's like 5 days in, he's loving it. He's enjoying his own schedule. He's actually at a coffee shop working on his school right now with his girlfriend. So what a cool life. He's doing good. So everyone keeps asking us like, how are y'all? And it's like, this is really weird. It hasn't quite hit us yet that we only have one kid at home because it's been not even a week that we've been home since dropping Zeke off. But we are settling into a new normal and I'm learning how to cook less food. It's so strange. I'm used to like multiple days of leftovers and I'm trying to like have just lunch for the next day. So it is really, really strange. But let me tell you, senior year to senior year, the things that I am prioritizing for this kid, it's similar things that I prioritized with Zeke for last year, but like making sure I'm at everything. Like he is not in sports yet. His season hasn't started up for lacrosse, but like I won't miss a lacrosse game. Like I just won't. Like I'll do my very best not to. And I see other friends kind of doing the same thing. And as we watch Zeke kind of like graduate high school and then step into the next season, it's that weird end of like their adolescence. I'm really gonna try not to cry because I've just cried so much about this part of it. But like it's not even their adolescence, but their childhood. And so seeing him start college and start a new life and like begin something new, I'm so excited and so proud. Oof. But then I look back and I'm like, oh, I just miss the days where you didn't have to worry about a budget. I'll worry about that for you. So there's so many teaching moments that happen in this senior year. And even with Zoe far away, we're trying to teach her to budget, trying to teach her how to be a big kid, but still be young. Man, it's a balance. And that's something that I was trying to like impart wisdom, like this is what I'm doing for senior year versus last year. And really honestly, it's I will probably try to pray surrender over my kids earlier for Titus than I did for Zeke. Cause like it was the night before we were dropping off at college. I'm like, Lord, I don't know how to surrender this kid to you. And he's like, it's already been done, my girl. And I'm like, I know. So that's how the Lord and I've been so that's how the Lord and I have been talking lately. He's like, get with it. And it's just been sweet. It's been really good. And I have so many friends seasons ahead of me that have been like, hey, this is good. And you don't want them to stay back and stay home because they're afraid. And so to raise really brave kids means your kids go out and do really brave things. And as a mom, you're like, yes. And then at the same time, you're like, oh my God, call home. So that's kind of where we're at. It's been really sweet. And again, I don't know that we fully feel the whole weight of it yet because we have so much going on. Like we got home, had a little bit of time to like sit with it. And then we have family coming into town this week. So it doesn't feel like our house is like normal quite yet, if that makes sense. So that is the update on the kids. I said I took kind of the summer off of making videos. I think I was intentionally going to take July just like off of the internet, and then I never deleted my apps. So I took the month off of like the pressure to make content, but I was still scrolling, and that's a personal problem. But I didn't take time off of my tanning business. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this, but I started a spray tanning business and it's been really fun. And another way to serve my community. And I've really enjoyed that. So that's been really fun. And then that's just like a whole new, it's so different than what I do online, except for I get to make content for it, which I love. That's been really fun. And yeah, I think that's the big updates I had for you. Like Zeke's in college. Zeke's in college and 19. Like that's crazy to me. Zoe's away and in high school, she's learning how to be big and learning how to budget. That's been the big thing for her. She just thinks she has an endless amount of money and sister does not. So she's learning that. And then Titus is into his senior year of high school. And here's the deal. We are not empty nesters. Like I said, Titus is obviously still at home, but this is a new season of marriage. And I can't say that I'm doing it super well yet. I am working on it, but there's just so many times where like, for example, I was going to make pizza for us the other day because I got into sourdough. That's a whole nother life update. But I told Jesse, I was like, I was going to make us pizza crust out of sourdough, but it was just going to take too much for just the two of us. And he's like, hey, it hurts my feelings when you like discount it because it's just us. He's like, could we like be intentional with just us? And I was like, you're right. So this is a new season of marriage where I'm learning, one, to care for myself a little bit differently, but two, making sure that I pour into him in a way that's not just like save it for date night, but it's like serving and loving and attention in a way that when you have kids at home, it doesn't necessarily feel like it feels, I don't know what it feels like. Anyways, that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on really seeing him and not giving him the leftovers. I think that's what it is. I honestly, like, as I'm processing that with you, I think it's like, oh, he just kind of gets the leftovers of what the kids don't get, and now I have to like flop that. Not that Titus is going to get the leftovers. Titus still gets so much, but he's also not around all the time. So making sure that our marriage is priority, and I love that. It's gonna be a really fun season to kind of pour into our marriage. And then when it comes to like my own self, I had to find some hobbies and enter sourdough. I've actually really been enjoying it. And I have some friends who are really great teachers and have been really patient with all my silly text messages. And I'm really thankful for that. And apparently, if you follow me online, you know that I'm a big Taylor Swift girl. I would say I'm Swiftie. I love Taylor Swift. But if you watch the New Heights podcast, you heard that she got into sourdough, but then you also might think that maybe that's an Easter egg for not the Eras tour, but for the Super Bowl. What do you think about that? So that's kind of that's our little my brain rabbit trail today. And now I have been like sitting in these thoughts of Twilight season for all summer, to be totally honest with you. Do you know that week in between Christmas and no, it's like, yeah, Christmas between the new year where you're like, I got a new planner, but I don't want to use it yet because it's not the new year. Or I know that I'm going to start this new diet on January 1st, but it's the 27th, so I'm not going to start it yet. You know, that season, that like twilight, like that to me is a Twilight season. And so let me talk about Twilight seasons real quick. Okay. So it's a time of change and transition where you just feel that like tension of in between. There's like really sweet moments, but there's also the tension of like something's coming up. I realized I was in this in between season for a really long time, like from time of graduation to when Zeke was leaving, and then it was also about the same time when Zoe got the word that she was moving to DC, like her high school was starting. So all summer I felt stuck in this twilight because it's not like I could make these moves yet. We needed to wait. We had to sit and enjoy where we were at before we could get to where we're going. And that's really, really hard. But it's also rich seasons of growth if we take the time to notice them. I've said this verse so many times on my podcast here online. But Ecclesiastes 3:1 is actually the verse that I put in the yearbook my senior year. And it says there's a time for everything and a season for everything under the heavens. So even in that sticky twilight, there's time for that, right? I think about like the seeds that grow. I'm gonna get emotional, gosh. As if this is new, as if I'm surprised. There's a season where the seed is under the ground and seemingly not doing anything, but it's actually growing. It's actually like breaking out of its shell. It's actually reaching up towards the sun. We need that time. You can't just have a seed, boop, because it's not sturdy enough, right? Like the roots won't have gone down. And we need that. We need the time underground to like stretch and grow and to move us. I can't imagine the damage that would have been done to my heart if Ezekiel graduated high school and the next day left for college. Oh my gosh, that would have killed me. But instead we had a whole summer of making sure his roots were sturdy, making sure he knew what to do and how to do things. And just honestly, the growth that I saw in him, and this is not to my own benefit, this is all to him and his credit, watching him get ready to leave was so good. But we needed that time, right? You need that time. That Twilight season actually has purpose. Another verse that I love, and it just I hold it so close, is Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Don't you see it? And it's like, don't you see that I'm doing something new? While I could hold on and be like, no, you guys can't leave. Our family looks this way right now, and I want it to look this way forever. God's like, I'm doing a new thing. Let these kids go. Let them see the world and do something so new and so different. Because not only is he doing it in their life, but he's doing it in mine. And the growth I get to receive, one, from the Twilight season, but two, from like releasing kids and learning surrender and learning how to let go, is so good. And it's so holy and it's so hard and it's so, it's good. It's stretching. But isn't that what we want? We want that stretch. We want that pull. We want that goodness to kind of go out from us. So that is what I'm learning in the Twilight season. We need that like little bit of time in between to like really set forth our goals, our purpose, where we want to go, like set that dial and like move forward. Because if we don't have that, then I just feel like we're lacking a lot of direction. And I don't want us to lack direction. We need to go forth and do good. So that's really where my brain has been lately, is just kind of sitting in this twilight, actually, and now seeing the twilight having passed. A new day has dawned. Like I'm here in the newness and I'm like, okay, that was a really good season. What did I learn in the twilight that I can move forward to the new day? That is where I'm at. So I honestly like felt real like I wanted to share all summer long about like we're in a twilight, but I didn't feel it was right yet. And here we are. It's like the Lord released something new. Can't you see I'm doing a new thing? Watch it spring up. So good. It's such a good reminder. So I'm just sitting here in the reminder of God's timing and how it's so perfect, and how even when the seasons feel uncertain or in between, like he is still so good. And even in that in between, there's purpose. That is the struggle for me. Even in that in between, there's purpose there. That's what I really took from our Twilight summer. Okay, so let me answer a couple of questions that I got on Instagram. Let me pull up my Instagram and see what you guys have asked, because it's always fun to do that because it's like straight from y'all. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. How do you handle seasons when life feels in between? Okay, so the in between, I want to be like, I handle it so well. I don't handle it well. I cried a lot this summer, and I think I cried because it was like the not knowing what was gonna feel like, or not knowing how it was gonna play out, or it was a really hard summer just in a lot of ways. So just being like, I felt stuck, and that's where I felt like, Lord, I feel like you've left me. And he didn't, but it sure felt lonely in that. So I handled it by talking to friends, by sitting in it. Like, honestly, like just being like, I don't know where this is going to go. And then one of the biggest things that I learned near the end of it was I just want to be through it. Like, I've said this so many times. Jacob Coyne says, you can't go over it. You can't go under it. You got to go through it. That's how he, explains like depression and like getting kind of healed with depression, or not even healed, but just kind of like handling depression. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You got to go through it. And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And not that, not to compare Twilight Seasons to like depression or anything like that, but like that stuckness. Sometimes you just have to like wake up every day and go through it. And so that's kind of handled in between, where it was like, I don't want to rush this season away, but I do have to get through it. I do have to remind myself that this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, even though I feel stuck. And even though I feel like the next season is going to break me, I will rejoice and be glad in it. So that's kind of how I handled that. Where did Zeke go to school? Zeke is at Grand Canyon University, and he is loving it so far. We also know that he is much in the honeymoon phase, but we're actually really blessed because his roommate is somebody he knows from home, and he comes from a great family. And so actually welcome week was so fun for us because we got to move them in together, and they got to caravan over together, and we just gained a really sweet friend in their family as we moved them together, and that was really fun. What is Titus looking forward to for his senior year? I think he's looking forward to a lot of freedom as he homeschools. He really, when he approached us with homeschooling, he was like, listen, I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time in public school when it comes to work, and when it comes to having a social life, and when it comes to sports. I feel like my time is really locked into my school day, and I don't like that. And so he is looking forward to a lot of time freedom and learning how to manage his own time. And that's actually one thing we're really, really excited to teach him as he gets ready for college, is like time management. So do a couple hours of school every single day and get your stuff done so that you can have more time. And that's something that I wish we would have probably taught Zeke a little bit better before he left, but he'll learn those lessons this year as he goes into school. And we're so proud of that. Okay. How is Zoe? Zoe, can you believe that she's in like a metroplex? I guess she was in Austin, so she's always been in a big city, and she's always kind of been far away from us. But being this far, actually like leaving her, I shared that picture on Instagram. Leaving her, I was like, oh my gosh, we are leaving our child in a foreign land, like in a foreign city. It's not a foreign city at all, but it's far away. And if she needs us, we have to like actually travel to get her. That was really hard for me. She's fine. Gosh, she's so independent. Again, raising brave children means they're going to do brave things. And I used to think like, oh no, they're going to jump off the pergola into the pool. Like, how brave of them. And now I'm like, oh no, they're so brave. They're doing great things away from us. And that's so great. That's why I just keep saying, this is so great. The other thing, hold on, let me read this next question. What are you realizing about your home that you didn't once know? I raised great teammates. I'm realizing how helpful my kids are as I look around to ask for help. Like doing the dishes. I'm like, I hate unloading the dishwasher. And so I'd be like, hey, nobody's here. So I'll just unload the dishwasher or take the trash out. I'll do that myself. I raised great teammates, and that makes me so proud. I'm so proud of how they are so helpful. But now I'm also like, oh man, I have to do all this work by myself. The other side of that was I was deep cleaning the house after Zeke left, after Zeke and Tyus drove to Phoenix. And one of my friends who has young kids, she said, you're going to clean your house and it's going to stay clean. And I can't tell you the grief that actually like unleashed on me, because it was like, there's been so many times that I've been like, this house is a mess. And to clean my house and like only have to pick up and like sweep once a week, or, like the easy stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, here are the days where my house stays clean and what I wouldn't give for a little bit of mess. So that's those are some of the big lessons I'm learning. Okay, let me answer one more. Okay, how can we embrace change instead of resist it? I think it's a surrendering. That's one thing the Lord and I have been really wrestling with. I have been wrestling with the Lord lately, is like, what does surrender actually look like? And I think that so often it looks like me opening up my hands, and as I slowly grab up, he's like, hey, you handed that to me. So one of the things, like, I mean, especially with Zeke and Zoe so far away, I kind of wake up every morning and I pray the blessing over them. Carrie Job sings the blessing song, but I think it's from Numbers, and it's like, may the Lord bless you and keep you, may his face shine upon you and give you peace. And so that is my like prayer of surrender over my children, because not that I could control them when they were home, let it be known. I have no control over their lives, especially the older they get, the decisions that they make and what they're doing. But if they're in my home, I feel like I have a little bit more control, right? So now that they're away, I just am like, okay, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Because that is all I can do. That's really hard. So that's how I'm embracing change in this season right now. The other way is just to sit in the change and ask the Lord what he's going to teach you in it, because that's what I've done. And there's been moments where I've done that really well. And then moments where like I said, I thought that God and I are fighting, because I'm like, what's happening? Did you leave me? Did you forsake me? And he's like, whoa, drama, calm down. So that's where I've been. That's what's been going on in my life and in my heart. I'm so thankful that you understand and were able to allow me to have the summer off. And I'm thankful to Christian Parenting, man. They supported me so well. And our friends that have had seasons ahead of me or seasons behind me, and they're like, you do what you need to do. And I'm really thankful to be in partnership with a ministry that cares for my heart as I care for your heart. As I minister to you, they minister to me. And what a beautiful thing. So here's where the podcast is going. We are going to start. It's going to be I think we're going to do 4 weeks after this week, 4 weeks of things I think you need to know. We're going to talk about friendship. We're going to talk about motherhood. We're going to talk about work. There's one more thing we're going to talk about, but I can't remember. It's going to be 4 weeks of that. And then we will start a series on stewardship. And then after that, so we're just going to do blocks of series for a little bit. It's going to be really good. And so these are like 4 things I think you should know. And then stewardship. And then come the new year, I think we're going to talk relationships. I'm really excited about that. So if you would like, I would love to hear about the Twilight Seasons in your life. Please DM me, email me. You can email me at hello@JeanetteTapley.com, or find me on Instagram at JeanetteFreakingTapley, or on TikTok, Jeanette Freaking Tapley, or you guessed it, on Facebook, same handle, Jeanette Freaking Tapley. But I want to know what you are doing in the Twilight seasons of your life, or have you lived a Twilight season and you didn't know it was a Twilight season? You didn't have that verbiage. I love just the idea of Twilight season, because it helps my brain be like, oh, this is the middle. And guess what happens in the middle? So much of our story is lived in the middle, and it's not the end. And God has so much more to write and to teach us, and to really bless us with as we live this middle piece. So, and we might think it's the middle, but God's like, girl, I got so much more for you. So I am so thankful to be here with you. Next week, we're going to talk about those things I think you need to know. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following along. And I think this week I'm sending out an email. So if you're not on my email list, you're not an email bestie where we're going to have coffee together. Feels like a coffee chat, kind of like this. Get on that list. It's linked in the description below. And I will see you here next week. Bye, friend.